Why do we need protein in our diet? First of all, let's talk about what are some of the things that protein-rich foods provide. First of all, they provide energy. There are 4 calories in every gram of protein, so they're certainly a good energy source. Proteins are made up of amino acids, and amino acids are building blocks for many components of the human body, from cells, components of our immune system, enzymes, hormones. They provide a number of functions throughout the body. In addition, protein foods also can be utilized for glucose production. The carbon skeletons of some of the amino acids can then be used to produce glucose and provide energy as well. We can also synthesize some non-protein nitrogen-containing compounds. So protein is the one component of our diet that does contain nitrogen, so that nitrogen can be used for some other functions as well. So how much do we need? There is certainly a lot of variability and uh, discrepancy in information that's out there about how much protein that we need in our diet. The range can be anywhere from 10 to 35% when we look at calories, and we'll compare doing the math on both of those ways. But when we look at calories, we might suggest someone consume anywhere between 10% of their calories from protein up to 35% of their calories from protein. And why might that vary based on percentage? For one, when an individual is trying to lose weight, we might find that their percentage of protein is a little bit higher because they need a certain amount of protein to maintain their muscle mass. And certainly we don't want to lose muscle mass when we're losing weight, because then metabolism will slow and make long-term weight maintenance even more difficult. So that percentage may appear a little bit higher for some individuals in comparison to others. Depending on the type of athlete, you might have a lower protein percentage intake in your diet if you have a higher need for carbohydrates in your diet, depending on your type of exercise and performance needs. The other way we look at protein in the diet, which is different than how we evaluate carbohydrate and fat, is based on body size. And that's really the more accurate way to assess protein needs, is based on your current body. Again, when someone is trying to lose weight, you're trying to maintain the muscle that your body has, but you're trying to lose weight, so that percentage again is going to be a little bit different, but you're still going to be basing that on what your current weight is. The general recommendation is 0.8 grams per kilogram body weight for a healthy adult. And the range then goes up anywhere up to 1.9 grams per kilogram for someone who is maybe a bodybuilder doing, muscle building intense levels of exercise. 1 gram per kilogram is sort of a general idea that I suggest for many people. But there's a number of things that we have to consider when choosing quantity of protein. We consider weight status. As I mentioned, depending on hunger and satiety, people that are trying to lose weight might want to maintain a higher percentage of protein to maintain that muscle, but they also want to feel satisfied. And protein digests more slowly than carbohydrates, and so increasing that protein can help someone trying to lose weight who's reducing their calorie intake to still feel satisfied and not feel hungry. Health status can certainly be important when choosing quantity of protein. That nitrogen needs to be processed through the liver and kidneys, so kidney function can be an important factor. If someone has been sick, just sort of a day-to-day run-of-the-mill illness or a disease state, their body is under a state of repair and rebuilding, and so increased protein might be needed. Hormonal imbalance because of increased secretion of hormones, for example, insulin, growth hormone, testosterone throughout different times of life might impact need for increased protein. Stage of life, growing children, pregnant women definitely have increased needs because, again, that building of structure in the body. And then elderly people don't process protein as well, and so they might have higher needs because they're just not able to utilize those amino acids as effectively as a younger person. And then physical activity, depending on, again, what type of exercise. For someone that's day-to-day regular exercise, again, that 1 gram per kilogram certainly should be adequate. If someone is at a higher need based on the type of exercise that they're doing, muscle building state, then we would again consider increasing that need for protein. So how do we do the math? The same as we've done with carbohydrates and protein and fat. 2,000, we use the example of 2,000 times 20%, and we get 400 calories from protein. And if we divide that by 4 grams per calorie, again, there's 4 calories in every gram of protein, we come to 100 grams of protein. So the same calculations we've done for the previous two examples. But with protein needs, we want to look more so. I mean, it's useful to do it that way, so we have an idea, but we want to really look at body size as well. So if we take our body weight in pounds, we divide that by 2.2 in order to get body weight in kilograms, and then multiply that times the appropriate gram per kilogram based on what you recommend. So for a 175-pound individual, divide by 2.2, we get 79.5 kilograms. Multiplying times 0.8 or 1.0, we get somewhere between 64 to 80 grams of protein.